Incredible, exciting, jaw-dropping news for a Sunday afternoon that came out of nowhere. You're getting a stimulus check from states across the board. States are stepping up and sending out stimulus checks next week to millions of Americans who are not getting stimulus in the last few days have been wondering what's going on with Congress. Now, Congress is going to sign up a stimulus check next week, $1,200. But states are just tired of the whole thing, and now they're saying, enough is enough. We're sending out a stimulus check to you. So I have the list right here. It's all really exciting news. Stimulus checks are on their way to millions of Americans across many states and many counties. It's just jaw-dropping. And these are stimulus checks. I'm not talking about rent stimulus. That comes up on purple after this. Meantime, what's going on with that $1,200 stimulus check next week from Congress? And what about $2,400 for SSI and SSDI? Then I'll be turning to all the other incredible news like multiple stimulus checks. That's coming in January. You get all of these and more. Behind curtain number one. I'm so excited for you. Your work has paid off. Your pushing has paid off. We're just to the finish line. Hey, we're over the finish line. You're getting a stimulus check now. Let's get it rolling. This is a great afternoon of afternoons. LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LA, and I'm really excited for the millions and millions of residents who are going to get stimulus checks now from your state, in addition to the federal stimulus check, in addition to the multiple stimulus checks you would get from Congress in January, and more. Oh my goodness. It's just suddenly people are starting to help us. Finally, after months of pushing. If you do not subscribe, please subscribe, because no one's making sure you stay on top of all this. I don't want you to miss a check. I don't want you to miss anything you qualify for. And this is in addition to rent stimulus, food stimulus, all the other type of stimulus. I'm getting viewers right now, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, getting viewers money right now. But what I'm going to go over in this video is money on top of that. I'm really always trying to fight tooth and nail to get you money. And the incredible volunteers of the channel are doing an incredible job. 15 of them right now. And they're working around the clock to ensure you get money right now. So please subscribe. Go to this fun channel, hit the subscribe button. Also hit the alert button so you don't miss a video when I go live. I'm going live throughout the day, sometimes unexpected. And in those videos, I'm announcing free money that's just being announced. So I don't want you to miss any of this money. Please subscribe and hit the alert button. Meantime, also like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. We've been ranking 1, 2, and 3 today. In this video, I'm going to be going over the states that have just announced state stimulus checks. Again, these are stimulus checks. These aren't rent checks. These aren't utility checks. These are actually stimulus checks coming from your state. Then I'll be going over the states that have stimulus checks coming. Then I'll be going over the counties that have just announced stimulus checks. All really exciting. Meantime, I'll be turning back to Congress, giving you an update about what's happening Monday on your federal stimulus check. That's in addition to this. Non-replacement. It's in addition to us. Then I'll be turning to the multiple stimulus checks in January. Then I'll be turning to the SSI and SSDI stimulus check on top of that. All really excited. I'm just so excited I can't get it out of my mouth. All really exciting news about multiple stimulus checks from multiple different locations coming to you, because now people see that you need the relief. They've finally woken up. I know, they should have known this months ago, but finally they've woken up. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that I had told you that December 15th was a key day. I had told you that there was CARES Act 1 money that is use or lose, and it was around December 15th. I told you for months you're going to see a massive surge of states to start sending out stimulus because they're going to look and say, oh, goodness, we got all this money sitting around. We better spend it or it's going back to Steve Mnuchin in a few days. That's this. So get ready, get a pen and paper out, and I'm going to start to tell you which states are getting it, which counties are getting it, and then I'll go to federal stimulus and I'll go to MSC stimulus. A lot of different type of stimulus checks coming. So I don't want you to lose hope if you don't hear your name, because you may hear it a second later right after it. First, Minnesota, $500 stimulus check coming. Maine, $600 stimulus check coming. Colorado, $375. New Mexico, $1,200. Oregon, $500. North Carolina, $335. Houston, $1,200. Pennsylvania, pending. Also pending. New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware. Turning to the counties. County stimulus checks coming. $1,000. Jacksonville, Florida. Orange, $1,200. Also coming, Nome, Alaska, but you need to apply for it. It does not have a price tag on it, so it could be very large. Also pending, Escambia County, Florida, Fort Worth, Texas, Gadsden County, Florida, and Duval already paid in April. Oh, and that's just as of right now. I mean, this is the list on a Sunday afternoon, taped at about 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm telling you, you're going to see an avalanche, a tsunami of this tomorrow and Tuesday. I'm the one who has been telling you this for months because I want you to get this money. Again, this is state stimulus checks. These are checks coming to you from your state. You generally don't have to do anything for them. Now, if you do not hear your state announce, if you do not hear your county announce, I don't want you to say, my state's not doing anything, because ultimately they will. Your state could be announced tomorrow. Governors are announcing executive orders on weekdays, not on weekends. And much of this news is stuff that really surfaced on Friday or surfaced in the press as what's about to hit. I want you to stay in tune, and I'm going to stay in tune and update this list for you tomorrow. So please subscribe and hit the alert button. Meantime, let me turn to the SSI stimulus check. That's a $2,400 of SSI that you would get in January as a standalone bill. You would, again, don't have to do anything for it to get it. It would be $200 that would come on top of your current SSI, $200 every month all the way up to December of next year. That would equate to about $2,400 plus a 20% increase lifetime approximately, and a step up annually based upon a new benchmark other than COLA. Again, you don't have to do anything for that. And again, that's in addition to this. So you qualify generally for these things, and that would be in addition to this. Also in addition to this, hashtag MSC. Joe Biden, again, is now promising multiple stimulus checks coming in January until the pandemic's over. The pandemic is expected to last until at least June. The new virus vaccines are in the air, are on the ground, set to arrive tomorrow, Monday. But disbursement calculations suggest that millions of Americans, the vast majority of Americans, won't get the vaccine until about April. It takes 2 doses many times, and that vaccination rate may not be complete until about May. So they're presuming the pandemic may not be over to about June or July. So that means multiple stimulus checks until about then. How much? We don't have the price tag. But of course, Senator Harris's bill and Senator Sanders and Markey wrote the bill, $2,000 a month every month for 6 months until the pandemic ends. Next, let's turn to what's happening for the stimulus check from Congress on Monday. So this is in addition to everything that I just talked about. There is all indication that you will get a $1,200 stimulus check if they follow through. Ultimately, viewers always ask me, what are my predictions? What do I think? And you saw my answers about 3 weeks ago. I said, well, if Congress acts diligently and acts rationally, you'll get a stimulus check over the holidays. That was my answer about 3 weeks ago. Now my answer is, if Bernie Sanders and AOC and Senator Hawley do exactly what they're representing that are representing they're going to do, you will get a stimulus check. It won't arrive before December 25th. It will arrive between the 25th and the 30th, and it will be $1,200 and $500 for children. But this is what they have to do. They have to basically do what they said they're going to do, which is, you say it, then do it. This is what they're promising. They're promising that their standalone stimulus check bill will be pushed to a vote this coming week, and that bill will pass. Otherwise, they will shut down the federal government. This is the calling call of this channel for no less than 2 weeks. I did it with you. I said on this channel, CR for stimulus. I urged you to urge congressional leaders to put stimulus into the CR. They were not doing it. I said it, you pushed it, they did it. Then I said, let's do this. I said, shut down, stimulus check or shutdown, you pushed it, they're now doing it. It's that type of progress. Now, they sort of want to talk in a vacuum and act like they came up with the idea. Of course, we were the first ones to say it weeks before this ever got to this point. On Friday, Bernie Sanders said, you know what? I'm going to call my bill for a vote, well, his co-authored bill, for a vote next week, and we will pass it. Otherwise, you are seeing a shutdown, and I'm going to ask all Democrats in the Senate, I'm going to ask Republicans as well, to vote against any CR, of which there's still no bill for, and not give any further extensions, and you will go to a shutdown. This is absolutely incredible. Now, there's 3 other things you need to go on social media, take this video, and tag the people with, because there's 3 things that need to get done, and these aren't minor. These are very, very important issues. 1, the stimulus check bill written by Hawley has an uncertain potential error in it. The uncertain potential error is the language, and the language seems to suggest that adult dependents, again, would not get a stimulus check. It seems to suggest that. Sanders does not want that to happen. He has never said that veterans would not get a stimulus check or that adult dependents would not get a stimulus check. He doesn't want that to happen. But he has perhaps not noticed an inequality in the language. The language needs to be fixed. That wording needs to be fixed. Second, you need extension of PUA. You need extension of UI. Third, you need an eviction moratorium. And fourth, you need a mortgage forbearance. You need to tag them and say, hey, you need those things in it, and we're done. Eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, PUA, UI, and fix the language. I'll say it again. This is what you do. You take the video, you tag Hawley, MO, Bernie Sanders, AOC, Elizabeth Warren, and then you tag McConnell and his communications director and his press department, and you tag broadcast reporters like Kelly, CNBC, and you use the hashtag LALATE, Purple Power, and stimulus check or shutdown, and make it very clear. Take Josh Hawley's bill, and add 4 things to it. 1, fix the language. 2, add eviction moratorium. 3, add mortgage forbearance, and do PUA and UI, and we're done. We are done. Now, what's really quite shocking today is that when you hear me right here reading this list, 500, 600, 375, 1200, do you notice something interesting about this? Yeah, I did too. Nancy Pelosi said states were bankrupt. Remember Nancy Pelosi held up your stimulus for 6 months on the narrative that your states are bankrupt? Well, okay, Minnesota's sending out $500 to all its residents, in Maine $600, in Colorado $375, in New Mexico $1,200, Oregon $500, North Carolina $335, Houston $1,200, and then pending Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Rhode Island. It doesn't sound like they're bankrupt to me. Does it sound like it's bankrupt to you? It doesn't sound bankrupt to me. They're not bankrupt. Nancy Pelosi is pushing his backing a moderates bill that was written by Tom and Jerry, the prom creators, who are Republicans who want to give big bailouts to restaurants, hotels, and airlines, and zippo, nothing to you. And Nancy Pelosi's only backing it, not because she wants to help you, well, no, actually she doesn't care about you, but because there's $375 billion in there for Gavin Newsom and Andrew Cuomo again. You know, it's as though you would give Nancy Pelosi a cake and she's like, well, is it chocolate, vanilla? I don't like chocolate. But Nancy comes with $375 billion for Gavin and Andrew on it. Oh, I love chocolate cake. That's what she's doing. She's literally salivating anytime anyone offers Gavin Newsom or Gavin or Andrew Cuomo some bailouts. Well, it doesn't show that these states need bailouts. States do not need emergency bailouts. You need a stimulus check. You need eviction moratorium. It expires in January. You need a mortgage forbearance. It expires in January. Well, it's actually December 31st. You need PUA and UI. They expire December 31st as well. All very simple. So then what else? Well, what's important to understand is I'm giving viewers money right now. And there's 4 other types of money right now that you qualify for, that you can be getting in addition to all this. I know it's a lot of information. I know it's a lot of free stuff. And no one has told you this until perhaps your first hearing of this recording. But you also can be getting free rent. You can be getting free utilities. You can be getting free Christmas gifts. You can be getting free food. And then you could be also getting escalated benefits and EIDL. It's a lot of free stuff. So let me go over all of those. Of all of them are free with the exception of EIDL. First, free food, free utilities, free rent. In the video ad after this purple, I'm going to go over that states, cities, nearly nationally have free utilities everywhere. It's so important for you to understand that if you're having problems paying your utility bills because of the pandemic, there's free utilities being paid absolutely nearly everywhere. If you called your city or county and said, I can't find it, guess what? I have 5 private charities, which I'm going to cover for you in the video right after this, that are paying that. Then, rent. How do I get my rent paid? I called City Hall. They don't have anything. I called the state. Well, you look at your City Hall, you look at your city housing authority, your county housing authority, your state housing authority, and checking whether they have it. You know, every day I have someone that says, I'm in Florida. There's nothing in Florida. That every time I hear that, I cringe because it means that the person has not looked, and it means that they've lost out on thousands of dollars. When I first made these recordings, I told you that Duval County, that Miami-Dade, that Broward, that West Palm, that all the major counties in Southeast Florida had rent grant programs. And then I had people saying, well, I didn't know it existed. It's right on the website for the county. Go get it. Ultimately, I'm always worried that this money's not going to be around much longer. It's on top of people that didn't know there's this $1,200 stimulus check in Orange County, Florida. But, you know, it's that type of concern that people need to get this money right now. It's free money. Then what's important to understand is that there's free money from your city, county, and state, then private organizations, then rent, then utilities, then food, then Christmas gifts. The only thing that we're having a little bit of problem finding is gifts for anyone 16 years or older. We're having a little problems finding that. If you have any information about that, send me a DM. And also, of course, always follow on LALATE at Twitter, LALATE _ at Instagram, and LALATE News, the official Facebook page of this channel. Meantime, really exciting news for escalated benefits. If you have not done escalated benefits, you need to do them right now. And you know why I'm saying right now? Because we're going into the holiday season. Staffing in offices is going to be down. Unemployment is, the pandemic is going to have less people working in the office. So please get it in right now. Take your 2019 tax return. If you made $18,000 or more, you need to do this. Every state, you can be doing this. Every city that qualifies, PUA, get it in. Take your 2019 tax return, scan it, get it on your phone, send it off with a nice cover letter saying, please see my 2019 tax return. I'm currently getting paid, $100 a week. Please see if I qualify for additional weekly benefits. That's all you're asking, additional weekly benefits. That's the only words, make them very simple. Send it off, and then call them the day after. Then call them the day after that. What you're doing is you're asking for additional weekly benefits based upon the range of where your state is. Every state has a range. They start about $100 and they go up to about $300, $400, $500. You're trying to see where in that range you land because they're starting you at the base level when you may not be at the base level. If you made over $30,000, you are way above, you are at maxed out. You're maxed out of the maximum amount. If you made $25,000 or more, you're higher. And then if you made $18,000 or more, you're a little bit higher. So how much should you expect? If you have been unemployed since March, since the pandemic hit, and that is 30-something weeks, this is what you should be aiming for. $30,000 2019, upwards of $300 more per week, which will be $9,000, bam, right in your account. $25,000 or more 2019, upwards of about $100 in your account per week. That's $3,000, bam, right in your account. $18,000 or more 2019, that's about $50 or more. $1,500, bam, right in your account. It's that easy. Get it on file, get it done, call them up, stay on the phone. Every state has it. When you're doing it, look up your state, look it up, go on Google, type in, say, hey, what is the maximum range of benefits for unemployment in my state? The reason why I'm saying this to you is an example. In Florida, Texas, the maximum benefits is over $500 a week. I've had 2 viewers call the state of Texas's unemployment department and told by 2 different call center representatives that Texas doesn't pay anyone ever more than $100 a week in unemployment benefits. There's ultimately a bad call center operator, but if there is one that gives you false information like that in any state, you need to know that's actually false. You need to not be gullible and believe it's true, and just say thank you. You have a beautiful holiday. Have a good day. Click, and then call someone, and then call back and speak to another person. Finally, get EIDL on file. If you qualify for EIDL, I want you to get it. I really, really want you to get it if you qualify, because it is free money. You get it. You leave it in the bank account. You have a year to decide whether you want to keep it or not. If you don't want it, you return it. It costs nothing to return it within 1 year. If after a year you're like, yeah, maybe I want a little bit of it, then it takes 30 years to pay it back. It's as simple as that. SBA.gov, and that's economic injury disaster. If you have questions about unemployment, questions about EIDL, join me on Being a Mitch, which is about 40 minutes from now. But in the video right after this, purple, I'm going to go over more about these states. Then I'll be going over rent grants, food grants, and I'll be going over the private charities. You've asked me to delineate them slowly and item by item. I'll do them on purple. For the first time ever today, I will go over every state and the charities that are paying things to viewers of this channel. It's all really exciting. You're not going to hear it anywhere else, but only on this channel. No one has this topic of coverage anywhere but this channel, so please subscribe. Also, like this video. Coming up in a second is purple. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay that life for more.